Hi, good evening, everyone. Just want to pop on quick on video, say hello. I'm so excited to have everybody here online. I know a couple of you will watch the recording or they might not be able to join the whole webinar. So yeah, click on the recording that will be sent to you after. And there will also be a survey at the end. So I'm super open to feedback. If there's anything we missed today, I would love to hear from you. And I'm going to jump right into our presentation from today. So yeah, here we go. Well, with starting and growing a business, it's a lot and it can be overwhelming. So we're as small business owners wearing so many hats and you might feel stuck. So what do you first and where do we get started? Do we even need a website these days? And how do we find our clients? So this is part 3 of our 3-part marketing series. In part 1, we learned about the basics of marketing and how to create a simple marketing plan and use low-cost resources for small business owners. Last week, I introduced some of the most common marketing channels. And today, I will make an introduction to an amazing marketing tool called Canva. I'd like to start off with introducing myself briefly and sharing my story as a small business owner. I didn't become an entrepreneur myself until I was almost 40. After 20 years in the corporate world, I started my own business as a virtual assistant and business consultant. I was working remote with flexible schedules, allowing me to follow my passion and still be present for my daughter. In 2018, I connected with the Women Business Center. As a marketing and business consultant, I supported several local entrepreneurs with starting their business, creating a sales and marketing strategy, budgeting, and staying focused on their goals. Through the Women Business Center, I opened my second business, Scoop the Magic, which is non-dairy frozen dessert. It wasn't always easy, and I went through a lot of hoops, and I had several moments where I wanted to give up. I'm a solopreneur. I do everything myself. I make the ice cream, I design my packaging, I do the deliveries, and I'll try to promote it. So why I'm telling you so much about me, I just wanted you to know that I understand what you're going through, and I truly love supporting my clients in their journey. So marketing is a non-negotiable for any business with a desire to grow. Not all marketing techniques rely on big budgets, specialized skill sets, and many resources. There are techniques and tactics that will drive impressive growth without requiring deep pockets or a big team. So in part 1 and part 2 of our 3-part marketing series, we talked about the marketing basics and marketing channels. And before we jump into Canva and starting to create a logo or a brochure, I want you to ask yourself, do you have a marketing goal? Do you have a plan how to get there? Do you have a value proposition? Do you know your target audience? Do you know where to find your ideal client? Yes, we talked about the importance of establishing goals. You likely have a vision of what you need your marketing to accomplish. For example, you want to increase traffic to your website, or get more phone calls, or get more customers coming through your door. Those are all very common goals. But one of the most common mistakes in small business marketing is not setting goals. And you can simply point yourself in a direction and march forward. You need a plan. So many small business approach marketing and we wind up with decision paralysis. There's just so much you can do. It's hard to know what you should do, let alone where you should start, how to approach marketing. Before we step into creating a logo or a brochure, what do we need to have in place? We need a value proposition. Your value proposition is a short, distinct statement about how your business is different from every other company that says they do the same thing. You need customers. It's no secret that the success of a business depends on having customers. And in order to have customers, you need to find them and you have to know them. If you want to create a website or a brochure, without really knowing your customer, then please stop. We talked about customer segmentation, and we talked about how to find your ideal client. As an example for customer segmentation, I want to pick up my own business, Scoop the Magic, which is dairy-free ice cream. So when I started, I might think, well, everybody likes ice cream, so why am I not selling to everyone? Well, there's a lot of people. My marketing wouldn't reach who I really wanted to reach. So I made my groups. I'm reaching people that have a lactose intolerance. So I'm specifically selling it to a group of people that want high quality products in their ice cream and that are having an intolerance to lactose. So how a consumer will come to interact with your product to decide if it's right for them. Your message needs to be present at every touch point. From the very first visit to your website, the interaction on an advertisement, all the way through to the decision to purchase. To persuade a customer to buy, you must communicate your value effectively, and you do this through strategic messaging. Also with storytelling. Storytelling captures people's attention and motivates them to take action. People buy on emotion and then justify it with facts. Your message has to be clear. Avoid fancy words and use more conventional language. Be obvious. Don't assume that your audience understands terms that you use in your communication. Use obvious words or define ones that aren't so obvious. Understand your audience, tell a great story, and be authentic. Marketing is about the entire journey. It's about how a consumer feels while engaging with your product or service. How convincing your solution to their problem is, how pleasant you make the experience, and so on. You want a marketing strategy that covers every touch point. I want to repeat this because this is important when we jump into our design for our branding. So then last week we talked about our marketing channels. And to repeat a few, we talked about advertising, social media, public relation, event marketing, email marketing, website, network, and reviews. Once you know what marketing channels you're investing in, you need to develop marketing campaigns. Campaigns are the collection of all the activities and messaging needed to move the buyer through the customer journey. But with small business marketing, it can feel tedious to think through creating campaigns. Simplify. Less is truly more. The more information that you try to pack into your campaigns, the less attention they often receive. Let's say you're putting a flyer together. Don't pack it full of words. Highlight enough information to make the viewer curious and then leave them with a URL or QR code to visit to capture all of the remaining details. How to create a QR code is something we're also going to discuss later. We often want to make sure the prospective customer knows everything about our product and service. And in an ideal world, we would have their undivided attention and we could walk them through each aspect of our value proposition. But the truth is, we don't have that luxury. You cannot succeed by saturating the creative with every detail. When you develop any advertisement or campaign, protect the brand. Everything you do must be on brand. Grab attention, you must stand out from all the noise. Show the value. You want to demonstrate or state the value proposition in a clear way. Invoke action. Give the consumer a reason and language that inspires them to take action. And then affirm action. You want to make sure they feel like they've made it the right choice. So we're going to start with the Canva tool. This is a beginner workshop. So I'm going to really start like how to even start my own account, how to drag and pull pictures, and where all the tools you find within Canva. There's a lot of features that are more advanced. We probably won't get to those today. Just as a background, Canva was founded in 2012 It's a graphic design tool, but you don't have to be a designer in order to use it. Canva offers over 250,000 free templates, over 100 design types for social media posts, presentations, flyers, and more. There's also over 1 million free photos and graphics to use. Pre-made templates make creating size-specific content simple. A free account can easily be created, and everything works either via a web browser or on your iOS or Android app. A pro version is available with additional features and images. When you sign up, you get the first month as a free trial. Then it's $13 a month or $120 a year. And those additional features are background remover, access to more images and videos. There's a social media scheduler, and you can resize and copy if you want to use them. You can upload your own images and videos to add to your design, like your logo or your brand own unique fonts. Once completed, you can download the file, share it via lots of social media optimized options, or send to a professional print service to have it printed. I'm going to jump into a new window to share with you. And we were going to work through some examples while I'll show you how it works. I'm curious if anyone here, and put it in the chat if you don't want to put on your video. I'm just curious if anyone has used Canva before or played with it. If anybody has any experience with it. And what also would help if you want to put in your business, what kind of business you're in, and what would you like, what's your first goal for Canva? Are you here to create a website, or do you want to do a brochure? So maybe I can use your business as an example as we go through it. Julie, coaching and consulting for business professionals. Julie, is there something specific you want to work on with Canva? Creating a website. Patty, hi Patty. I figured you have used Canva before. And there's Beth. We worked together on a brochure, a trifold. Gladys, what did you use? What are you planning to use? Content for website, okay. So I personally use the pro version with Canva. I use it on a daily basis. That's why I have the pro version, which makes a lot of things easier when you work with it a lot. I now created a new account, the free account, just to show you guys how to get started with it. So if you want to use Canva for your business, you need to make sure that the designs you create are utilizing your own specific branding, meaning your colors, fonts, logos, and anything else that will put your stamp on these designs. Canva makes it easy to be able to use this and have your brand locked into your account, so it's easy to use and find every single time. The Pro version offers you to add your own brand kit where you have your brand colors, fonts, etc., all in one place. Even if you have different brands or perfect different project, you can upload and organize your brand through the Canva account. If you like, you can maybe open another window. I'm just going to start from the very beginning. We're going to log in. So creating an account is important so your files are not getting lost. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to enter a credit card or anything. This is just a free account that you can play around, try new things. It doesn't cost anything from here. So when you need to design something, and if you don't really have the vision or an example for how you want to go about this design, it can be overwhelming to start with a blank slate. That's why Canva is such an amazing tool, because no matter what you're creating, whether it's a social media graphic, a brochure, or a magazine, they have samples and templates you can use for anything and everything. You can even take their full template and plug in your own content and have your creation complete within minutes. I will show you quickly how to utilize all of the designs and templates that Canva has to offer. So here from the Canva homepage, you see that you can create a design using many of their pre-made templates. When you click Browse All, you can see all of their designs and templates that you can choose from personal education, marketing, events, really, the sky is the limit. So in terms of social media, I'm not sure if some of you already know, there are specific templates for Instagram because that's always a square. There's a different one for Facebook cover, for events. So by having these templates, you don't have to create your own design. You can go and create your own design. Find some suggestions here. You can also have a custom design if you want to create your own banner. You can put the sizes of your banner in here. And here we have the other options. So now if they don't have the exact design templates that you need, you can also create one with custom dimensions. That's what I just said. And you can choose your width and the width and height through pixel or inches, millimeters, centimeters, especially if you know that this is the design that you need to be printed within this certain dimension. So again, it's very simple to use custom dimensions. So let's start with an example. Let's look at a postcard. So you see the postcard measures in inches, but if you go to an Instagram post, it measures in pixel. It measures differently depending on its use, because typically a postcard you're going to print and an Instagram post is going to be digital. So for this example, let's click the postcard and see what Canva has to offer. So we go back here. I recommend if you start a new design that you give your design a title, so you can always find it. So as you can see on the side here, there's so many templates you can choose from. You can click on them, you can see, and once you decided for a template, let's say we'll make a thank you card. Thank you for your order. So there's so much fun things that you can do. You can just, if you like, you can change the image. You can change the background. You can change the text so that it's customized to whatever your project is. Now, in this example for the postcards, there's a front and usually a back side. So if you want to add a backside to your postcard, you will click here on Add Page. And then you might choose something like this as the back. And then you have both the front and the back in one design. And anytime you guys have any questions, please, you can add them to the chat or just speak up and unmute yourself. You can have your own branding colors in here. So if you know your branding colors, you can change the color here. There's already options that you can click on. If you know the hex number, which is the little pound sign, if you know the hex number of your logo, you can add this here. I have a client that has, I know at the top of mind. So now automatically my brand is added. So I can go back if I want more other fonts to change in this language, I can change it around. So this is changing colors. If you click on an image and you want to make the font smaller, you can here select from the drop-down menu. You can also make something bigger by dragging it. And once you can make the box bigger here. If you do the same thing with an image, you can make it smaller or bigger with the corner. If you do it on the side, it goes in this direction. So whether it's provide a template from Canva or a project with any custom dimensions, Canva makes it simple to use their designs and templates so you can create anything you put your mind into. So let's say we want to use this as a social media post, which we obviously don't need a second page. I don't need this page. So I have this little menu button here. The little trash can says deleted. This means I would duplicate it. So if you say, I'm ready with my card or with my post, I go to the share button here in the top right corner. When you open the share button, there's different ways you can download them, or you can share it on social. So there's all the different social platforms. You first, if you select your social platforms, you have to connect them. That means you click on something like Instagram or Facebook. And mine is already connected with my business. So I would click on here and say something you want to post. And would publish, which I'm not doing right now. Would publish here. So with the Canvas publishing options, you can eliminate a few steps when posting a design on your social media platforms. A lot of business owners have several platforms, so that makes it really easy to post from one location. Instead of having to download it, usually you would download your picture and then log into Facebook or Instagram. You can post it straight from here. So what if we now want to add our own logo to here, our own image, an image or a logo? Canva has thousands of amazing stock images to choose from, but one of the reasons why Canva is such a great customizable tool is that you can upload your own images for your branding. On the left in the menu, you would go to Uploads. You can upload a file from your computer by just clicking on the purple button that says Upload Files. And then opens your desktop and you select your logo. And then it comes up here in your library. You can upload professional images, business logos, or personal photos to use in invitations, announcements, or any graphic designs projects you're working on. So what's cool is they have them organized by category. If you have more in here, which I don't, and you can also scroll through them and see lots of other options. So I want to add my logo to this. So what we see now is that the logo is overlapping our text. So there's different options now to make this logo be either in the background or crop it. So now we're working here with this bar at the top on cropping. So we can first make it smaller, put it in the corner. Now it's not overlapping any text. It does have a background with lines, which I just removed so it would be more clean. As I move around, you see lines popping up. You see lines like right now, you see a square. The square that you see is usually the recommended outline where you should have your important design parts within that line. It also gives you a distance if you want to have the logo at the same distance to, like, say from the middle part, thank you, to the for your appreciation. Excuse me. You can move it around and you see the distance. There's also different positions. Excuse me. If you have overlaying designs, you might want to move your logo backwards. Now it just peeks out under the leaves. Transparency means that you make your logo like transparent more, depending on the design. You can flip it in different ways, which don't really make sense in this point. You have to edit your image. Let's say I would have an actual photo in here or a graphic. You can put filters on it. If there's somebody knows all these details already or has a specific question, that maybe helps me to get a little break.
And you know, Yuli, we do have a question from Sylvia. She's asking, oh, how did you remove the lines from the background?
Okay. So there was already a background. Here at the top, this little arrow means we're going to go back to what happened before, which was a lot of different things. I'm just going to move. So here we go. There was like this very fine background, and I pretty much just hit the delete button because my logo has a white background and I didn't want to overlay this white. I didn't want the logo to overlay the lines. Does that answer the question?
Sylvia,
Where was the delete button?
You can just, hold on, we'll go back here. I just pressed the delete button on my keyboard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you see there's also a button here. This
Yes.
button here you can also hit.
Okay.
So when you highlight a background, a logo, a font, this little thing here pops up. This means I've duplicated. Let's say, oh, I'm gonna write thank you for your business. And I don't want to make a new one. So I have all the settings the same as before. Here I delete it. And here is like other options. There's also delete if I have to have different layers. If I want to put a comment for my team. So yeah, here's this little menu helper.
That is awesome. That feature you just showed with the duplicating. Thank you. Yes, that's very good.
So you can copy paste, but it's just one click, that's faster. Okay, so we did the uploading. I'm just going to hit on my list. So when we go to, when I look for a specific picture, then you type it here in the search bar and you can select what kind of image you look for. Do you look for a photo? Do you look for a graphic, depending on your layout? So now we have a selection of hearts. I want to add a heart to my thank you card. On the left side, you scroll through them, and some of them have this little crown with the pro sign. That means only the pro version can use them, or you have to pay them. They're usually $1. And you would have to, if you choose to use it, and you check out. So now you see the little watermark. That's why it's a pro version image. If you want, and yeah, usually it says a price, but yeah, $1. And you can check when you finish your design and you download it, they will want your credit card for that. But there's so many images on Canva already free. I found that you don't necessarily need the pro version just for more images. Plus there's other free websites that offer free images. I'm not sure if somebody heard of pexels.com. That's a page where you can get free licenses for images. You just put in the word using for, and they're free downloads. You can download them here. So that's pexels.com. That's just as an idea. So here we have our postcard. Oh, that's my head. Yeah. Okay. So for the photos, you can search for images, which we just covered. And we talked about resizing them, remove the background. And the layers and the filters. So one tool that I really like in the Pro version is the free background remover that Canva offers here. Let's say I would have uploaded this logo, and the background right now, it shows obviously white, but the background is white, but I want it transparent. What I would do, because I mean, I have the Pro version, but if you wanted it, you would click here on the background remover and everything would be transparent. So Canva makes it really quick and easy to remove backgrounds. That helps, especially for logos or little designs. Is there any question about the editing and the moving around with a menu, with the tools? Here's another duplicate button. Like if we say, oh, I want to play around, but I don't want to lose this design. Sometimes I'm like, I'll just copy it and then I'll just play around. Maybe I'll play with colors. Maybe I stick with black. And then I can compare them. Okay, now we want to kind of get this everything organized. So as you create more designs in Canva, you'll want to organize them to be easily found and easily accessible to repeated use. So we'll talk about how to create folders and to organize your photos and designs and how to organize them efficiently. As you'll see in Canva, you can find all of your uploads here. But if you're trying to find one that you uploaded a long time ago, which I have a new account, you might have to scroll for a very long time. So you can make folders within here. And you can organize your projects. So here, I played around earlier. I could create a folder. Let's say I have one folder for CSC. So now when I click on these little 3 dots on the top, it opens the drop-down menu and I can move it to the folder MCSC. So now when I'm back on my home page, I see projects here. And if I would have a lot of them, I would go to my folder. Yeah. And then here would be this. Maybe it didn't upload. Huh? That was a good example. That didn't work. Projects. So projects, that's where all your designs are. Folders. MCSC. And it's not here. It's the effect. So we have this here. Move to folder. Maybe I didn't click on move here. Design moved. Here we go. Now we have it in our folder. So we're coming to the next one. So Canva, we did some talking about images, but I want to talk specifically about photos. So we have hundreds and thousands of images in here, and the option to upload your own photos with the added customizable advantage of editing photos right at the platform. So when creating a specific design, you want the photo to match the feel and intention of the design. So let's get into the elements and choose any sort of image that we want to use. So here, let's use a free one. And you drag your background. You want it to cover the whole page. The purple outlines help you to stay exactly in shape. And now we want to add some text. So you're going here on the left side to T for text, and we're adding a text box. There are some suggestions where you can just simply add a line. I want to make sure when I click on the box, I double click to be inside of the text box in order to make changes. For instance, I want to have it all stacked up like this. Maybe I want it centered or left or right. So we leave it centered. Maybe I want the font bigger. I can go into here, change the font size. I can just drag it and make it bigger. We decide to change the color. And we might design a different, more fun font. So there's a lot of free fonts. Obviously, there's some to purchase. So if you might have a font that you don't find in here, there's a free download platform called DaFont, where you can look for a font, download it on your computer, and then you would upload it in your fonts. Which here at the bottom, here's upload a font, which is a Pro tool. Huh. Okay, I'm probably too small because I'm using Pro too much. Okay, but it's an option. So if you have your own font from your brand kit, you might want to consider that. I mean, it's only, did I say $13 a month if you only use it for your website and you build it within 2 months and you don't have to pay for the whole year.
Yuli, we have a question in the chat box from Sylvia. She's asking to later organize my projects into folders. Do I need to open them individually and move to newly created project folders?
So let's go back here to the homepage. We have our projects here. At the top, it will show just all the recent projects. You would have to click on every individual and to move it to the specific folder. Is that an answer to the question?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So I just need to go to the home page here. Thank you.
Yeah. I just noticed it's already almost 6 o'clock. I'm just going to scan through what else I wanted to cover. Canva layouts. So while we have a design, we talked about how to share it on social media. But let's say we want to print our postcard. So there's options here where you can print it through Canva. They have a printing service. I don't know the prices. I would always look at Vistaprint or local Staples or local business, like locally owned printing business that we can support. Look at pricing. I also recommend to always do a proof print because the color on your screen looks always different, often different than when it's printed. If we have several pages like here, so I'm opening here the share box. I want to download it. So I go to share design, I go to download, and the file type of my download, there's different options. So it gives you an explanation here already, but I just want to go through them. Let's say you have a social media post. You usually want to use the PNG or JPEG. Those are images. Like you can't upload a PDF to Instagram or something like that. If you have a logo with like a transparent background, you always want to use PNG. If you have something to print, this makes it very clear. Print like a brochure, trifold. Print means that the size of the file is pretty big. So if you have to email that to a printer or something, they sometimes have platforms where you can submit big documents instead of emailing it. Some email inboxes don't receive big files. I can also, when I click on this, I download it to my computer, but we created 3 designs. So I'm gonna select the page that I want to download. I can download all 3 together, but then they will be in one file. So if I send them to the printer, I have a postcard, the printer wants the front page and the back page in a separate file. So I unclick here all pages and I click page 1 and page 2, just one page. I click on the page that I want to, and then done. And download, and then depending on your browser, sometimes, so it opens I can choose wherever I want it, where I want to put it on my computer. Sometimes it doesn't open this box where you go on your where you save it on your back desktop. Then it says here, if the download hasn't started, you click here, and it helps with the download as well. So if we go to the download, like pages. So now I want to print this postcard. Then you have an option here, color profile, RGB for digital use. So this we use if it's a postcard that we might upload to our website or to a post. So if we print it, we want to go to CMYK. Okay. Which is another Pro tool. Okay. Again, I'm learning here how the basic tools are, but in case you want to print something, you might want to consider the Pro tool for just 1 month. Okay, so we can download it, we can post it, we can print it. So yeah, I quickly talked about the PNG file. If you want to have a transparent background, it can only be the PNG file, not the JPEG. So that's the logos. And I'm gonna just go back here quick to the home. I'm going to show you guys how the brochure works. So you might know these little pretty trifolds. And there's just super easy templates in here that have the folding lines. That's just a project I recently did with 2 of my clients. And they're very popular for like events to lay out or to have if you visit customers to introduce your brand and if you want to hand them something more than just a business card. Okay, I think we're close to our time. I just want to respect your guys' time, and if there's any more questions, if you currently work on a specific project and you have questions specific on the project, maybe we can schedule a session and I can help you with it if you feel stuck.
If anyone has any questions, as usual, please feel free to unmute your mics, or you can type it into the chat box, whichever you feel more comfortable doing.
So I have some FAQs just prepared just in case there's no question. So one question could be can we use it for commercial use? So yes, all free photos, music, and video files in Canva can be used for free commercial and non-commercial use. If a photo, music, or video file contains an identifiable person, place, logo, or trademark, please ensure you check the image source or contact Canva if we're unsure. Can I use Canva for my business logo? And if yes, how? You can upload your own logo to Canva, which I showed you earlier through the upload button. This might be a logo you designed yourself and one you commissioned a graphics designer to create for you. After uploading your logo, you can use Canva to create branded collateral for your business, which we just tried out with the postcard, or for social media. Another question could be, does Canva own my designs? You don't own the additional design elements. Canva does. If you add too many of Canva's elements to go along with your own uploaded file, It could result in a design with more elements owned by Canva and then owned by you, meaning Canva is the legal owner of the final graphic. Just want to give that in terms of owning a design. And yeah, just as a summary, I mean, Canva is a great online tool because of its functionality and user-friendly interface, customizable options, and hundreds of thousands of templates and images. Yeah, and as a small business owner in a digital world, Canva allows us to cut our design time while staying on brand and still produce quality, eye-catching graphics that will help us elevate our brand in our business. Not only is Canva great for digital marketing and social media, it's also wonderful for personal use with invitation, postcards, photo books, and more. Yeah, please feel free to reach out to me. I think we shared my phone number, my email. You can reach out to me directly. Oh yeah, it's here. And I'd love to hear from you with where you are with your Canva process and if you have any projects going on.